Hey, everybody. Once again, you are tuned in to Twid Radio. If you haven't been told or just didn't know, Twid stands for that's what I do. And as long as you're breathing, I guarantee you're doing something. We're bringing you the real, raw, the relevant tackling news, dating, marriage, sports, and more. This is where the black community connects, grows, and thrives. That's what we do in our tribe, circles, and communities. So hit that subscribe button and join the Twitter revolution today.
Talks about this country, he should be deported. Not because you're Jewish, not because you're fat, not because you're gay, not because you're a pussy. Mark Levin should be deported because of the way he talks about this country. Where does he get off? The way he says, it's only off the table if we say so. Who the fuck do you think you are? You whiny, grating, odious, disgusting, fat piece of shit traitor. Where do you get off? Damn you. How dare you say that? This is the United States of America. He says, little Adolf, who were his ancestors? When my ancestors got here, they kissed me.
Okay, family. Thank you for tuning in to Twid. Twid stands for That's What I Do. If you don't know who that guy is, that guy is Nick Fuentes. The guy he's talking about, of course, is Mark Levine. And so the title of tonight's broadcast is America First versus MAGA. It's a beautiful thing. You know, I say it's a beautiful thing because they, for so long, have, narrated and programmed society as a whole into thinking that, black on black crime is the epitome of crime. That's what they've been telling. That's what they've been saying. That's what they've been spewing. For the most part, though, I think for the first time you're seeing in its most organic form, if I may say so myself, white on white crime on mainstream media. Now, we know you've always had white on white crime in terms of, white people kill more white people, just like black people kill more black people. The whole black on black crime has always been a lie. You're going to kill close to, you're going to kill based on your proximity to somebody. So that's neither here nor there, but they coined that phrase to make black people look bad. But now you got these people, white men, who are butting heads, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because as long as they're at war with themselves, they will cease, or at least they won't have the time to be at war with us. For so many years, they've been able to, even in their indifferences, the white media, let's just say Republicans, let's just say Democrats, they've always been able to put aside their differences to get back to their anti-black agenda. Well, now it's coming to a it's boiling over now to the point where, no, it's either going to be MAGA or America first. Simple as that. So the war officially has begun, and you got the old guard, which are the Mark Levins, the Ted Cruz's, and now you got the new guards that are coming in, which are the younger ones, the Nick Fuentes. So let's hear, what else he's got to say, because he's really going in. And I'm playing this to show you that these people really hate each other. And if they hate each other, that's good for us as black people, because their hatred for us won't cease to exist, but at least it'll get a little sidetracked. And we'll take that. We'll take that as a win. Okay? We will. We'll take that as a win.
Ground when they got off the fucking boat, and they served in the military, and they built this city, They built Chicago, and they love this country. They always have. They're all patriots. They love our country's God, Jesus Christ. They love this country. Who the fuck are you? And why are you here? You love Israel so much, it's not purely about Israel, the Jews. Why are you still here, fast? Need more money, you fucking pissant? Need more Americans to bleed for your wars? Need more money to go and kill children? More bullets to shoot innocent people?
You see, you see the language that Nick is using? He's talking about a Jewish man by the name of Mark Levin or something, whatever. And there was a time when you couldn't talk to Jews like this. There was a time you couldn't make comments about Jews like this because they always had that, you know, that special word, anti-Semitism. But now things are changing. Now you're starting to see the Great War. The Great War is you're going to have to choose. Either you're going to be America first, which we know America, based on what he's saying, if you understand or has followed his content, he's saying, hey, if it ain't about America, screw it. MAGA was Make America Great Again, led by their poster boy, poster child, Trump. He didn't follow up. He didn't hold up. So now what you have are, you know, two entities that were once one entity, and now they're at war.
Back of the head, you fucking coward.
You see? It's all about America first. And Fuentes, he makes no bones about, you know, what he believes, his ideology, his stance. He makes no bones about it. He's frustrated. He's upset. And there's a lot of white men. I'm saying white men. See, don't get it twisted. He's a racist. He's a Christian nationalist. Those are racist. If we were to go back in time, he would be one of those guys who had the KKK a suit on, you know, with a burnt cross, with a cross burning. In the background, you'll see the word Jesus saves. Yeah. His whole life, pretty much, and he's a pretty intelligent guy to say the least, but his whole life, for the most part, and I'll just say his whole life based on theology and spirituality in the Bible, is an oxymoron. You can't be a Christian nationalist and then on one end say, you heard how he was talking. But this is what they believe. This is their get down. This is why they were able to uphold slavery and pass it down from slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, all the different acts that they've had and the things that they've done to Black people. They were able to do these things and turn a blind eye because they would, in the end of whatever they said, would say Christ is king. Of course, yeah, we know he is king, but he's not your king. No. But it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad to see that, you know, they're at war because, well, as a Black man, we've been at war. We've shedded blood, tears, cheated, you know what I'm saying? Been anything imaginable that you can think of, we've had to deal with that. But family, you've been tuned in to Twid10, but that's what I do. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, as I always say, all praises to the Most High.